Elon Musk talks, and he's also not doing it behind closed doors. Disgusting abomination. I mean, I do. It is kind of fun to say it. I mean, to put those words together, but it is an incredible moment.
Yeah, well, this abomination has been forming for quite a while, but obviously he feels now unchained and free to speak. And I have no doubt he feels that way. I think he believes it. What he showed when he was the head of Doge was that that chainsaw was not just a symbol, it was a philosophy. He thinks that, most of government should be eliminated, and I'm sure he believes, as a lot of people believe, that the debt is getting dangerously high. He's never proposed that people like him might pay a little bit more in taxes to help defray that, so you don't have to take health care away from people or food support away from people. But I have to say, I think some of this is a back and forth that happens between boys. Over the weekend, the president pulled the nomination of Jared Isaacman, a good friend of Elon's, his candidate to run NASA. I'm sure that was felt. And so this may be the response to that.
Well, I suppose, and that could be. I mean, and to your point, I mean, some of this, the reality of it is a juvenile world that we all unfortunately have become used to living in. Lulu, here's the thing: Trump hasn't responded, but the Republicans that Musk funds all of their campaigns, they actually are stepping up on behalf of Trump, and they are slamming Musk. I mean, here's a few of ones who, well, they owe Musk a lot.
My friend Elon is terribly wrong about the one big beautiful bill. I know that the EV mandate, very important to him, that is going away, because the government should not be subsidizing these things.
We have an agenda that everybody campaigned on, most notably the President of the United States, and we're going to deliver on that agenda.
I mean, Lou, I'll just take a pause and say, I don't know how Speaker Johnson can call it one big beautiful bill and not laugh. I mean, there is something to be said for the fact that he's saying that with a straight face, and he actually, he's not joking. He's calling it that. But what do you make of the fact that they are standing up to him when he is the one, by the way, one of the largest funders for Republican primaries and campaigns in the country?
This is the richest man in the world, and let's be frank, the reason that he has so much power is because he's the richest man in the world and wants to fund campaigns. But this is a bromance that has long been predicted is going to go wrong, because why? There can be only one. This is Elon Musk and Donald Trump, and it was a marriage of convenience. And that convenience seems to have frayed. And where the power really lies is with Donald Trump. Yes, Elon has the money, and yes, he could use it, but the limits of that have been seen already by what he did when he was trying to, finance that judge. And so, I think the calculation is that Donald Trump wants this, and so Donald Trump should get it. And what Elon wants might be less important.
Yeah, which, David, there's also the reality. And, I heard you when you said you believe he really thinks this. I think that's clear. He does really think this. He said it from the beginning. It is also the reality that he went back to Tesla and taking this kind of a stance on a Trump bill when, your auto sales are plunging by 50 to 80% around the world. Your company's falling apart.
Yes.
Isn't a bad idea if you want those people to start buying your cars again.
Not at all. It's called rehabilitation. I think that a little distance from Trump is warranted right now. There's a lot of concern on his board, at the company, about what's happened to it. This has been a costly venture for Elon Musk, his foray into politics, and the closeness to Trump has really hurt him. Sales in Europe in April down 49%. So there's no doubt that there is that as well. I'm sure that's part of his calculation.
Gretchen, it's fascinating, though, on a certain level, it seems that Elon Musk believed that there were people in Washington who actually did care about cutting spending.
Yeah, well, I think Trump originally felt that way, right? I mean, and you got Rand Paul out there saying that he's not going to be responsible for $5 trillion being added to the debt. You have Ron Johnson out of Michigan saying the same thing. They only need 4 people to sink this bill in the Senate. And so I'm not so sure that this thing will pass, but it also could be hatcheted down to be able to get it passed, whether or not that includes reducing the increase to the national debt is still unknown.
Or by how much, or maybe a little bit, but whether they just to siphon off a couple of those votes, not addressing the overall disgusting abomination, I'm sure, whatever happens there. Lulu, I want to switch gears and ask you about something that I don't know if anyone, I don't know, Axe and Gretchen, if you know this, but, you know, we talk to Lulu often about her podcast and her interviews with people like J.D. Vance. But in her latest episode, she has a personal and very wide-ranging conversation with Miley Cyrus. And you may say, why are we talking about Miley Cyrus? I mean, Lulu, I did not know this. You talk about how you did the same type of therapy, EMDR, which stands for eye movement desensitization, and reprocessing, which is used to overcome trauma. It's an incredible thing you talk about with her. Here's part of it.
I found myself on a mountaintop in a place that I had experienced a lot of like trauma in the snow in Montana. And I saw all these people that had brought me so much peace and love all of a sudden show up. So my dog that died a couple years ago, my grandma, my mom, it'll get me, my boyfriend that I have now, and they all grabbed me by the hands and we started playing Ring Around the Rosie. And I came out of it and I've never had stage fright again. Ever.
Wow.
I don't have stage fright anymore.
I mean, it's an incredible moment. You reveal a lot, Lulu, about yourself, about this therapy as well. What did you learn in this conversation?
I mean, there was so much there, but in regards to EMDR, you know, I had PTSD after spending a lot of time in the Middle East covering the conflicts there. And when we were talking about this, the context within which it sits, and it, you know, it's not really in the interview, is that she got terrible stage fright and she did not want to perform anymore in stadiums in front of people. It really, really hit her during and after the pandemic. And so she went to do this therapy that is for people with post-traumatic stress disorder to kind of get to the bottom of it. And it really helped her in lots of different ways, including with her own family. And one of the visions that she sort of had during this therapy was about this intergenerational pain that she'd been carrying because her mother was adopted. And so there's really a lot there. It's a fascinating interview, and she was very open.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear about it.